Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Hey, some people were here last week. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Are we going to make this a thing? We should make this a thing. Okay. We'll try that again then. How's everyone doing today? You have to say something first. You can't just say, how about you? Okay, very good. I'm doing all right. I'm kind of tired. Late night last night, but that's okay. So, let's see. My parents are here again. They show up. They probably heard about the Sakura Matsuri. Hope everyone will go check that out today after service. But if you're working, I want you to know that you do not need to feel obligated to give them anything simply because they are my parents. They showed up at National Council. They didn't register, and I saw them at the banquet. I guess some people had dropped out, and so they were given some seats, and they're here. Oh, good thing I brought my evening gown to this. So they're people, just like everyone else. They can pre-order and register if they need to. If you don't have enough food for them, don't give it to them. They don't need anything for free. They have money. It's fine. So, I felt like today for my Dharma, that wasn't my Dharma talk. So I thought for today for my Dharma talk, I would give a story, I'd tell a story. But this story has a lot of different characters, and my voice has only so much range. So, in order to differentiate between these characters, I would like to use some kind of hand symbols. But I'm also not very creative. So, I'm going to need all of your help to help me come up with some ideas. Now, this story starts off, as many stories do, a long time ago, and it starts out with a mouse. So this mouse has this nice mouse family. It has a mouse daughter, and it's trying to find a spouse for its mouse daughter so that they'll be happy. And it's talking, thinking, trying to figure out what would be the best way to go about. And he's thinking about other mice, and he's thinking to himself, oh, hang on. All right, so for the mouse, this mouse voice, it's going to be my voice because he does the most talking. But I need a hand symbol for a mouse. What's a good hand symbol for a mouse? Like this? Kind of. Okay, very good. So this will be the mouse. So the mouse is thinking to himself. Mice, they're really not that big, they're really not that strong, and I want to have the best partner for my mouse daughter. So I'll have to go out and find the best person. So this mouse leaves, goes outside of his little mouse hole in the wall, and searches around and is thinking, kind of the biggest, most powerful thing I know is the sun. So the mouse goes outside, goes to find the sun, and he sees the sun. He goes, all right, Mr. Sun. So now the sun has to respond to the mouse. What's a good hand symbol for the sun? Like that, like this? Okay, all right. So then the sun comes, yes, Mr. Mouse. I'm looking for a spouse for my mouse daughter. Do you think you can help me out? Oh, yes, I can. You're the most powerful being that I know. Do you know anyone more powerful than you? Answer the sun. Let me think about it. There is someone who, for as much as brilliant as I am, as much sun and light that I create, someone can cover me up, and that's the cloud. And so I said, oh, thank you. I'll go find Mr. Cloud. So the mouse goes over and he tries to find the cloud. He finds Mr. Cloud. What's a good hand symbol for the cloud? It seems kind of similar to the sun. Maybe like this? Okay, all right. What's a good voice for like a cloud? So he says, hello, Mr. Cloud. Oh, what are you doing? I'm looking for a partner for my daughter mouse. And I talked to the sun, and the sun said that you are more powerful than him. Do you know anyone that's more powerful than you? So he goes, oh, let me think about it. There is someone who's more powerful than me. As much as I can cover up the sun, there's someone who can blow me away. And that's the wind. So he's all, thank you. I'll go find Mr. Wind. So he goes over, he searches around, and he finds the wind. What's a good hand symbol for the wind? Yeah. Or kind of like hula, huh? Very good. So, what's a good voice for the wind? I feel like maybe the cloud one was a good wind one. Just lots of whoosh. So, okay. Hello, Mr. Wind. Hey. How's she going? I'm looking for this spouse for my daughter. And I talked to the sun, I talked to the cloud, and they've all told me that you are actually the most powerful. Do you know anyone that's more powerful than you? Oh, well, let me think about it. You know, I can blow the cloud away, but when I come to a wall, then I have to stop. The wall is more powerful than I am. So I'll think you. So the mouse comes over, he tries to find the wall. What's a good hand symbol for the wall? Very simple. All right, very simple. What's a good voice for a wall? Just because he's flat doesn't mean he's dumb. I guess really we shouldn't judge people based on their voices either. Alright, so, hello Mr. Wall. I have been searching around trying to find the most powerful person to marry my daughter. I want her to have a very happy life. Do you know anyone who's more powerful than you? I've talked to the sun, I've talked to the cloud and the wind, and they've come and they've led me to you. Ooh, well, let me think about it. Let's see. You know, I may be powerful enough to stop the wind, but there is a creature that's actually very small, and it can gnaw through my walls, and they make little homes inside, and it's actually the mouse. Oh. And that's when the mouse realized that he was trying to find someone bigger, stronger, or greater than a mouse, when it was a mouse the whole time that he was looking for. And so the story goes that he found a very nice mouse suitor for his daughter. They married and they lived mousely happily ever after. You should give all of yourselves a hand for helping me out. Great, very good suggestions. Applause to you. So, living in our life, yeah, no transition. So living in our lives, oftentimes we feel as though we're inadequate. And in order to make ourselves feel better, to feel whole, to feel like we're good enough, we go to find things outside of who we are. Whether it's trying to make some kind of accomplishment in school, getting a good grade, doing something on the basketball court, or maybe for adults going out and buying that nice outfit, going to that nice social event, getting that nice car, getting that job promotion. There's all of these things outside of us that we try to find to validate us. All these things to make us feel good. And when we don't get those things, it actually causes us a lot of suffering. We're unhappy when we can't get the grade that we want. We're unhappy when we can't get the car that we want, when we weren't able to get that job. And this is a source of a good amount of our suffering. However, the way that Amida Buddha sees us is that we're good just as we are. We're enough just as we are. We don't need other things to make us better. We don't need something else to really show us who we are. To find out who we are, we have to look inside. There's this introspection, this self-reflection that we have to make us understand who we are and to live that way authentically. When we start to look inside, when we start to self-reflect, that's when we realize that we don't need something else out there. We're constantly looking to the next thing to make us happy, and we'll never be satisfied because it's always on to the next thing. Once we get that bird, we want the next one. Once we get those clothes, we want what's next season. When we start to look inside, we realize that everything that we need has been there all along. We've already accomplished so much. We already have so much that we've received, that once we understand that, instead of wanting more, it changes to this gratitude of this life that we've been given. We start to reflect, we start to realize that maybe these things that have not gone our way actually are an opportunity for us to do things that we never thought before possible. if we weren't able to get that good grade in math, if we weren't able to achieve as much as we were expecting to do, maybe we actually did. Maybe we were able to get a better grade than we did last time. Or maybe we were able to get tutored by that cute boy or girl in class. Guess not. When we aren't able to purchase that car that we had, maybe we're able to see that money that we can save go to something else. If we aren't able to get that job, maybe it opens an opportunity for some place that we work that we didn't think we'd be at all. We end up being even happier. This responsibility becomes onto us. It doesn't mean that we stop working hard. It doesn't mean that we don't stop trying to make ourselves better. But rather to understand that the things that we think are failures, to realize that there are more like opportunities for us to reflect and see how much people have given so much compassion to us that even though we aren't able to meet these expectations, we're still living such an incredible life. So I hope as we continue on to live this way, it gives us not discouragement when we aren't able to reach those expectations, but rather it gives us even more drive to realize that when we fail, when we aren't able to make it that far, that it gives us even more opportunities to try harder, that even more people are believing in us, that we can do even more things that we thought impossible if we continue to understand ourselves, to live ourselves in such an authentic way. If you could please join me in Russia. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô A Di Đà Phật.